Hello everyone. I welcome you all in the course on Turbo Machine. So friends, in the previous session we have discussed Unit 1 topic, that is Introduction to Turbo Machinery. So in today's session we shall covering Impact Object topic. It is chapter 2nd for Unit 1. So first of all we will discuss a learning objectives for Impact Object. So in the chapter we will learn about impulse momentum principle and its application, force exerted on fixed and moving flat plate, hinge plate, curve vane, series of flat plate and radial vane, drawing the velocity triangle, and determination of work done equation, vane efficiency of moving blades by impact object. So all these topics are important from exam point of view, as well as if you understand this topic, then and then we can design a turbine or turbine blades. So the next topic is dynamic force or dynamic action of fluid. So dynamic force, so they consider a stream of fluid entering in a machine such as hydraulic turbine, steam turbine or pump or a fan. So the stream of fluid has more or less defined direction. For a force to be exerted by fluid on the machine, the stream of fluid must undergo a change in its velocity, either in its magnitude or direction or both. So when a stream of fluid enter in a turbine, the stream uh, the stream of fluid must be undergo its change in its velocity or its direction. So when the fluid stream enters the machine exerts a force on a fluid, bringing about a change in its velocity of fluid either in its magnitude or in its direction. And Newton's third law states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Hence the fluid stream exerts an equal and opposite force upon the machine that causes the change in its velocity of fluid stream, and this force exerted by a virtue of fluid in motion is called as dynamic force of fluid. So when a fluid enters in a turbine, the fluid exerts some force on a turbine blade. The same amount of force is exerted by turbine on a fluid, and due to this its direction and magnitude changes. So the dynamic force of fluid always involves a change in its velocity and thus the change in its momentum. So you can see that a football player kicks the football, and due to this the football direction changes, its velocity changes, and momentum is applied on a football. The next important topic is momentum and impulsive force. So momentum is the capacity of moving body to impart motion to other bodies is called as momentum. So momentum of moving body is given by product of mass into velocity of a moving body. So momentum, its simple equation is mass into velocity. Mass is written as m and velocity is denoted by v. Its unit is mass unit is kg and velocity unit is meter per second. So we have two conditions: elastic collision of equal masses and elastic collision of unequal masses. When equal masses collides, so we will get you can see that the two equal masses collides or exert some force. The one body exerts some force on another body and it will move. And the second condition is when the masses are different, at that time the velocity, the mass for black body is 2m and mass of blue body is small m. When they collides, the velocity changes. Initially the velocity v remains same, and after collision we will get a different velocity, that is 1 by 3 v and 5 by 3 v. So the impulsive force and impulse of force is a force acting over a short interval of time on a body is called as impulsive force. So kick given to a football is the best example of impulsive force. So the impulsive force is given by the product of magnitude of force and its time of action. So the impulse of force is equal to force into interval of time, and its SI unit is Newton second, because force unit is in Newton and time unit is in second. So the Newton second law the rate of change of momentum of a body is equal to the resultant force acting on the body and takes place in the direction of force. Or the another statement is the acceleration of the body is proportional to the force acting on it and is inversely proportional to its mass. So the F is equal to ma is a very and basic simple mathematical equation for Newton's second law of motion. So here you can see that F is equal to ma. If the mass is more, then more force is required. If mass is less, the less force is required. And rate of change of momentum is proportional to the applied force is another statement for Newton's second law of motion. Then the impulse momentum principle. So the momentum is a vector quantity. It is a product of mass and velocity. It represents energy of motion stored in a moving body. So according to impulse momentum principle states that the state of rest or of uniform motion of a body changes in the direction of an externally applied force and that the magnitude of the force equals the rate of change of momentum. So this statement is important because impact of jet chapter and the turbo machine turbine is based on impulse momentum principle. The Newton's second law is the rate of change of momentum of body is equal to the resultant force acting on the body and takes place in the direction of the force. So here you can see that the applied force is proportional to the rate of change of momentum. So the v is initial velocity and u is a final velocity. So mv by t and mu by t is the initial and final momentum. So this total value is nothing but product of mass into velocity. If you take a mass common, acceleration is nothing but change of velocity with time. So we will get F is equal to ma. So a is acceleration. If you remove the proportionality sign, at that time we will get F is equal to k ma. K is a constant. If m is equal to 1 and a is equal to 1, then F is equal to 1. So if you put F value, all this value in this equation, we will get a k value is equal to 1, and the final expression for Newton's second law of motion is F is equal to ma, and the SI unit of force is Newton. The next is impulse momentum principle. So friend, already we have discussed Newton's second law of motion, that is F is equal to ma. So we know the a value is nothing but v minus u by t. Rate of change of velocity with respect to time is acceleration. So take a t, shift this t to the left side. So we will get ft is equal to mv minus mu. So the impulse ft is nothing but impulse. So impulse is equal to the final momentum minus initial momentum. So therefore impulse of a force is given by change in its momentum caused by a force on a body. So ft is equal to m into this m into final velocity minus m into initial velocity. So the fx, suppose consider the direction of this force is x direction. So the fx is the x direction into t is equal to mass remains same, because in a solid mechanics the mass remains same and the velocity along x direction is vx and velocity along x direction initial velocity is ux. So if and along the y direction is fy into t is equal to m, and velocity changes. The final velocity along the y direction is vy and the initial velocity along y direction is uy. So we can write down another way. This f is equal to d by dt mv. Again apply the product law for differential. So m is constant, m dv by dt plus take a v common and dm by dt. But in solid mechanics this differential of mass is equal to 0 because mass remains same or constant. For a constant mass flow rate dm is equal to 0 and change in its momentum may occur due to the change in its magnitude of velocity or in its direction or both, due to both. So for constant mass flow rate the momentum equation can be written as f is equal to m dv by dt. So again dv by dt means what? If you convert this dt by t, and dv means what? v2 by v1. So you can see that f is equal to this mass, and convert this dt into t because it is time interval, and dv is v2 minus v1. So again shift this t to the left side, so we will get f into t. F into t is equal to product of mass into final velocity minus initial velocity. So dynamic force applied in x direction is rate of change of momentum in x direction. So just remember this equation. This equation is known as impulse momentum equation. So the left side is the product of force into time, that is f into t, is called as impulse of the applied force, whereas the right hand side term is the resulting change in momentum, and the equation is f is equal to m dot v2 minus v1. Now in this case, this m dot is nothing but a mass flow rate. The fluid entering and leaving from the turbine is considered as m dot. It is not m, it is m dot. So m we can calculate by using continuity equation. It is rho av, and area into velocity is rho into q v2 minus v1. The above equation represents the force exerted by a body on the fluid, and the Newton's third law of motion. Now in this case, the turbine blade v2 is a final velocity and v1 is initial velocity, but we know that the velocity of water or force exerted by water on turbine is more. So the v1 is maximum and v2 is minimum. So if you simplify this equation, we will get a negative answer for this equation. But from Newton's third law of motion, action and reactions are equal and opposite. So therefore, the force exerted by fluid on a body is F is equal to minus, take a minus sign common, rho q v2 minus v1. So because in this case, in this chapter or in a turbine, we required the force exerted by fluid on a turbine blade. So the final equation is F is equal to rho into q, it is m dot, and initial velocity v1 minus v2. So from Newton's third law of motion, we can change this equation because we want the force value, that is force exerted by fluid on a blade. So just remember, v1 is the initial velocity and v2 the velocity of fluid after application of force. The momentum equation, it is based on law of conservation of momentum or on the momentum principle, which states that the net force acting on a fluid mass is equal to the change in its momentum of flow per unit time in that direction. The force acting on fluid mass m is given by the Newton's second law of motion, that is F is equal to ma. Again you can see that the example of Newton's second law of motion, F is equal to ma. Now we already discussed this F is equal to m dv by dt. Mass is constant, so we will get ft is equal to f dt is equal to d mv. M is constant, so we will get a velocity dv. So this equation is known as impulse momentum equation and states that the impulse of force F acting on fluid of mass m in the short interval of time dt is equal to the change of momentum, that is dmv, in the direction of force, that is mv1 minus mv2. So the impulse reduce average impact force is equal to F average decreases and time increases. At that time the average impact force is reduced. For a given change in momentum, the impulse stays constant. The application of momentum equation is here. So the first application is impact of jet, and our chapter name is impact of jet on a plane surface. The force due to flow around a curved plate or curved vane, the force due to flow of fluid around a pipe vane, and reaction of jet. These are the different applications of momentum equation. So friends, the important topic is impact of jet or jet formation. So we know that when the water is incompressible in nature and density of water remains same, when a jet of fluid or liquid coming out from a nozzle has some velocity and hence it possesses some kinetic energy. Now in this case, the pipe diameter is capital D and the nozzle diameter is small d. Now the area decreases, so the pressure energy convert into the kinetic energy. And if the jet strikes a plate, either fixed or moving, it will exert force on a plate, and this impressed force is known as impact of jet, and it is referred to as hydrodynamic force. So just remember, when water comes from a nozzle, the pressure energy of water is converted into the jet, and the jet force is known as hydrodynamic force, and this jet exerts pressure force on a turbine blade. So the next concept is vane. Vane is nothing but a blade or plate. Vane or blade are plates of definite geometrical shape mounted on a periphery of rotor of turbo machine, that is pump or turbine, in order to transfer energy from rotor to fluid or fluid to rotor. So here is the classification of force exerted by jet on plate. So the force exerted on flat plate, hinge plate and curve plate, these are the basic three conditions. So in a flat plate, again normal to jet and inclined at an angle theta to the jet. So in a normal to jet, in this case the plate is exactly vertical and jet is normal to the plate. In a inclined condition, the plate is inclined and jet exerts some force on an inclined plate. Again in normal to jet, there are two conditions. The plate is stationary or it is fixed, and plate is in moving condition. Again in inclined case, there are two conditions, stationary and moving. And for curve plate, again symmetrical unsymmetrical blades are there. Symmetrical blade in which the blade tip angles are symmetrical, and in unsymmetrical condition the blade tip angles are different. Again in symmetrical there are two subconditions, stationary and moving. Also in unsymmetrical there are two conditions, stationary and moving. In this lecture we will discuss the flat fixed plate condition. In next lecture we will discuss moving conditions. So again you can see that the force exerted by jet of plate, there are three different conditions. The force exerted by a jet on a stationary plate, the force exerted by jet on a moving plate, and force exerted by jet on hinge plate. So the force exerted by a jet on stationary plate, it is not impractical, because by using this we cannot produce any work or energy, and for this case the work done value is 0 because there is no displacement. So the first type is plate is vertical to the jet, plate is inclined to the jet, plate is curved symmetrical, water striking from center, plate is curved unsymmetrical, and water is striking from one end. So we will discuss these 7-8 cases for force exerted by jet on plate, and all the cases are important. In a force exerted by jet on a moving plate is vertical to the jet, plate is inclined to the jet, plate is curved symmetrical, and water striking from the center. Plate is curved unsymmetrical and water is striking from one end. And the last condition is force exerted by a jet on a hinge plate. So the first case is the force exerted on a stationary plate held normal to the jet. So we know that the liquid comes out in the form of jet from the outlet of nozzle, which is fitted to the pipe through which the liquid is flowing under pressure. So in this case, consider jet of water strikes normally on a fixed plate held perpendicular to the flow direction of the jet as shown in figure. The jet after striking the plate will be deflected through 90 degree, so the final velocity of fluid in the direction of jet after striking will be 0. Consider a jet of water coming out from the nozzle striking a flat vertical plate. You can see here. So V is the velocity of jet, small d is the diameter of that end nozzle. When a water strikes on a fixed plate, you can see that the plate is vertical and it is fixed. So in this case our assumption is plate is smooth, the velocity remains same, the flow is continuous, and there is no moment or there is no other losses. So when a jet strikes on a plate, the initial velocity of jet is v, and after striking, the jet deflected through 90 degree, and the velocity after striking will be 0. And we know that the impulse momentum equation is F is equal to m dot v1 minus v2. So this equation is known as impulse momentum equation. Now in this case, this F is the force, that is force exerted on stationary plate held normal to the jet. M is mass flow rate, the water coming from nozzle, and v1 is the initial velocity, and v2 is the velocity after striking. So let us consider v is the velocity of jet, d is the diameter of jet, rho is the density of fluid, the cross section area of the jet at the end is pi by 4 d square, and mass, it is m dot. M dot is equal to mass flow rate of fluid, that is rho q, it is rho av kg per second. We know that the impact of jet, the force exerted by jet on plate is equal to rate of change of momentum in the direction of force. So force is equal to initial momentum minus final momentum divided by time. So initial momentum is mass into initial velocity, final momentum is equal to mass into final velocity upon time. So we know that the initial velocity is v. Initial velocity is v. So we can write down F is equal to m is nothing but rho a v in the bracket. Initial velocity is v minus final velocity is 0. So v minus 0, we will get v. So the fx direction is rho a v square. So friends, by using this formula, F is equal to rho a v square, we can calculate the force exerted by jet on fixed vertical flat plate. Just remember this equation. In this case, there is no work done because the plate is stationary and fixed. The second condition is force exerted by jet on a stationary inclined plate. So let a jet of water coming out from the nozzle strikes an stationary inclined flat plate as shown in the figure. So again consider v is the velocity of jet, a is the cross section area of the jet, and theta is the inclination of plate with the jet. Now here you can see that this theta angle is angle made with jet with plate. So this angle is, we can calculate. So this is the perpendicular. So this angle is nothing but 90 minus theta. So this is theta angle and this is 90 minus theta angle. If this angle directly is given, means what? If the jet makes angle with a normal, so it is the normal. So this, if this angle is given, so directly you can consider this theta angle. But in this case, in this type, the theta angle is given, it is jet with plate angle is given, so we have to consider this theta angle. So friends, in this case, this plate is inclined and it is fixed. So this is theta angle, so the remaining angle is 90 minus theta, and the opposite angle is again same, it is 90 minus theta. Okay, so consider it is x direction. This dotted line indicates normal direction, and this direction is fy direction. So here you can see that the direction, so this direction, this is x direction, it is x direction, it is normal direction, and it is y direction, and this angle is 90 minus theta. So it is 90 minus theta angle. So we will derive the equation for the same. So here you can see that sorry, it is vertical actually. So jet exerts force on inclined fixed flat plate. So here it is the x direction. This angle is 90 minus theta. This incline is nothing but a normal velocity, a normal force, and this is vertical exactly. This is exactly vertical. So we'll get this is perpendicular. So find out the velocity along normal direction and velocity along the y direction. So friends, apply sine 90 minus theta for velocity triangle. Consider this is velocity triangle and this is the force triangle. The velocity along x is v and velocity x direction force is fx. Similarly, the normal direction velocity is v sine theta. We can calculate by using sine 90 minus theta and cos 90 minus theta. Cos 90 minus theta. So sine 90 minus theta is, sine means what? Front side upon hypotenuse. So it is the velocity is hypotenuse. So sine means what? Y upon v. So y is equal to v. Sine 90 minus theta means what? It is cos theta. Similarly, cos 90 minus theta, cos means what? Adjacent side. It is n direction side divided by hypotenuse. It is v. So n is equal to cos 90 minus theta is v. Shift this v to the left side, v sine theta. Now you can see that the n direction velocity is v sine theta and y direction velocity is v cos theta. So the force along x direction is fx, the force along n direction is fn, and force along y direction is fy. Now in this case, first of all we will calculate the force along the n direction. So first of all, the basic equation is f is equal to v m dot into v1 minus v2. First of all, we will calculate the force along n direction. So it is Fn force. We know that the m dot is same, it is rho a v. Now in this case, the velocity v1 along n direction is v sine theta, and the final velocity is 0. So in this case, v1 is v sine theta and v2 is 0, because after striking the water is dispersed and we cannot measure the v2 velocity. So the final expression is rho a v square sine theta. So by using Fn, we can calculate fx and fy value. So apply sine 90 minus theta for the force triangle. Sine 90 minus theta is nothing but front side, that is fy upon hypotenuse is fn. So fy is equal to fn. Sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. So fy is equal to fn sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. So fy is equal to fn cos theta, and we have the fn value. Fn value is rho a v square sin theta. So we will get fy value. Similarly, apply cos 90 minus theta. Cos 90 minus theta is fx upon fn. So by using this, we can calculate the fx and fy value. So assuming no loss of energy due to impact of jet, then jet will move over the plate after striking with velocity equal to the initial velocity of the jet. So Fn is the force exerted by jet on a plate in the direction of jet normal to the plate. The force can be resolved into two components, one in the direction of the jet and perpendicular to the direction of the force. So Fx is a direction to the jet, already we have discussed. This Fx force is along the direction of the direction of the jet, and Fy is the force exerted by the jet of the plate in the direction perpendicular to the direction of the jet. So you can consider Fx and Fy values the direction of the jet, and Fy is direction perpendicular to the direction of the jet. So now Fn is a normal force. It is mass of the jet striking per second. It is rho av, and initial velocity of the jet before striking the direction of Fn, and final velocity of the jet after striking in the direction of the Fn. So already we have discussed Fn is equal to m dot v1 minus v2 along the n direction. So Fn is equal to rho av v sin theta, the n direction velocity is v sin theta minus 0. So after simplification we will get a Fn value, it is rho av square sin theta. Now from forced triangle, this triangle is known as forced triangle. Apply sin 90 minus theta and cos 90 minus theta. So after application we will get Fx is equal to Fn cos 90 minus theta, and Fy is nothing but Fn sin 90 minus theta. So friends, cos 90 minus theta is a sin theta, and sin 90 minus theta is the cos theta. So put the Fn value, that is rho av square sin theta, in this equation. So we will get Fx value, it is rho av square sin square theta, because sin theta and this sin theta is nothing but a sin square theta, and in this case sin theta and this is cos theta, it is Fy rho av square sin theta cos theta. Just consider, if theta is equal to 90, the plate is vertical. At that time the plate become vertical, and the above equation, this equation convert into the first case, that is the force exerted by jet on vertical flat fixed plate. So Fx is equal to rho av square, and Fy value becomes 0. The next condition is force exerted by jet on a stationary symmetrical curved plate, and jet position is at the center. So the condition is like that. Consider it is a plate. It is a symmetrical curved plate. This angle is known as tip blade angle, and the bottom angle is also known as tip angle. Top blade tip angle and bottom blade tip angle. If both the angles are same, then the blade is considered as symmetrical blade or symmetrical vane. And if the jet is at the center, so this is this case. Okay. So consider jet of water striking on a curved fixed blade. At the center of blade is shown in the figure. Here is the figure. The jet after striking the plate comes out with some velocity. If the plate is smooth and there is no loss of energy due to the impact of jet in the tangential direction of the curved vane. Now velocity at the outlet of the blade can be resolved into two components, one in the direction of the jet and another perpendicular to the direction of the jet. So consider it is a plate. Consider it is a plate, curved plate. It is a curved plate. The jet is at the center. When water striking on a curved plate, now in this case our assumption is the plate is smooth. There is no loss of velocity. When water striking on inner surface of the blade, water smoothly glide over the inner surface and it will leave along this direction. This direction is nothing but a blade tip angle. So this angle is theta. In this case the blade tip angles are same. So both the sides blade tip angles are same. Okay. Now in this case one velocity at the outlet of the plate can be resolved into two components. So it is the normal component, normal direction, and the one direction is along the jet, it is the x direction, and the another direction is perpendicular to the jet. So the jet direction is along the positive x direction, and after striking the jet have some velocity, it is negative direction or negative velocity, and velocity along y direction is vertical. Similarly on the bottom side the velocity along the opposite direction is v, negative velocity, and downward side again it is negative y. So you can see that a stationary curve plate, the jet with velocity v striking on a curve plate, it is fixed. Both the tip angles are same, theta, theta, both the tip angles are same. If you extend this line, we will get again, if you extend this line like that, so we'll get this theta angle. So after striking, the water smoothly glide over stationary curve plate, and we will get a velocity v. The velocity coming from a blade is the same velocity, there is no loss. The velocity along the y direction is v sin theta, and velocity along the x direction is v cos theta. Let us compare this square, and this angle is theta. Consider it is y and it is x. So apply sine theta. So sine theta is front side, that is, this is vertical is y upon, and normal or hypotenuse is v. So y is equal to v sine theta. Similarly apply cos theta. Cos theta is adjacent side, that is x direction, x divided by hypotenuse is v. So we will get x is equal to v cos theta. So you can see that v sin theta is a y component and v cos theta is the x component, but the direction of v cos theta is negative. Okay, so again the main important thing is angular deflection. So consider this is theta angle and the jet is deflected through some angle. So this angle is 180 minus theta. If the jet is at the center, at that time angle of deflection is the remaining angle. It is the blade angle is suppose 20, the tip angle is 20 degree. So the angular deflection is 180 minus 20 means what? It is 160 degree. Now again in this case, by using Newton's or impulse momentum principle, we can write down it is F is equal to m dot v1 minus v2. Now in this case, the initial velocity is v. v1 is equal to v, and after striking, the velocity v resolved into two components. Now I want the x direction force. So for this force we have to consider the x direction velocity only. So the v1 is v, but in this case v2 is present, and v2 value is equal to v cos theta. So v1, so we can put m is nothing but rho a v is m dot. This m dot quantity means what? The rate of water striking on a blade. In this case, the water comes from a nozzle. It will 100% striking on a curve plate. ओके, म्हणजे जे पण वॉटर इथून निघणार आहे जेट कडून ते 100% वॉटर ब्लेडला स्ट्राइक होत आहे. इट्स मीनिंग इज द एम डॉट क्वांटिटी इज रो ए व्ही. सो v1 is equal to v, and v2 is nothing but v cos theta. Now if you simplify this equation, take a v common, so it is v minus v cos theta. Okay, because its direction is negative. Okay, so negative positive, so we will get a positive. So rho a v square, the final equation is rho a v square in the bracket 1 plus cos theta. So this is nothing but a force along the x direction. We will see this topic once again. Now the plate is smooth and there is no loss of energy due to impact of jet. Hence liquid leaving the plate with velocity v in the tangential direction of the curve plate is Fx is nothing but mass of water per second. It is m dot. V1 direction velocity x direction and V2 direction velocity along x direction. So already we have discussed V1x is nothing but v, and V2 is v cos theta. So the velocity along this direction is positive and velocity along the opposite direction is negative. Put all this value in our impulse momentum equation. So we will get Fx is nothing but rho a v into v minus v cos theta. So minus positive plus. So we will get Fx is equal to rho a v square 1 plus cos theta. Similarly, we can calculate Fy velocity, Fy force, the force exerted by jet on curved fixed plate in the vertical direction. The formula is same. Impulse moment equation is F is equal to m dot v1 minus v2. Now in this case, consider the initial velocity is along the y direction velocity and the final velocity. But in this case, there is no initial velocity along the y direction. The velocity, 100% velocity is coming along the x direction only. So in this case, the v1y is 0. v1y is 0. You can see that the initial velocity of water jet in the vertical direction is 0, and v2y is v sin theta, that is v sin theta. So you can put here v sin theta and consider the upward direction is positive, so take a positive sign. So Fi is nothing but rho a v into 0 minus v sin theta, and the force we will get is along the y direction is minus rho a v square sin theta, and we know that angular deflection is 180 minus theta. So friends, the next condition is force exerted by jet on a curved plate from one tip of the plate symmetrical plate. Now in this case, the plate is symmetrical, means both the blade tip angles are same and jet striking from one end. In the last case, the jet position is at the center. In this case, the jet position is at the one end. So consider the velocity of jet is v. Okay, so if you resolve this velocity along x and y, we will get v cos theta along the x direction, and we will get a velocity along the y direction is v cos theta. Again, same, you can plot a square. So this direction velocity, the j direction velocity is v, so it is x component, it is y component, this angle is theta, it is blade tip angle at inlet. Similarly, outlet side you can draw the same square, so it is x direction, it is y direction, it is v component, v velocity. So friends, look at here, apply sine theta. Sine theta is nothing but front side, that is y upon v. So the y component is v sin theta. You can see here v sin theta. Apply cos theta. So cos theta is nothing but adjacent side is x upon v, correct? So x is nothing but v cos theta. Similarly, you can apply sine and cos for this triangle, for this square, and we will get a x and y component. Now by using impulse momentum equation, we can calculate the Fx and Fy force. Now look at here, v is the velocity of water jet, theta angle between the jet and x direction and tip of the plate at inlet. So Fx is rho a v, v1x minus v2x. Now friends, in this case, the initial velocity is v cos theta. Initial velocity along the x direction is v cos theta, and the final velocity along the x direction is minus v cos theta. So you can see here v1x is v cos theta and the v2x velocity minus v cos theta. So after simplification, we will get a 2 v cos theta. So 2 rho v into v cos theta. So final expression is Fx is equal to 2 rho a v square cos theta. It is the final expression for Fx force. Similarly, in this case, the Fy force is present. So consider it is v cos v sin theta, and it is also v sin theta. Our assumption is we are considering the vertical force is a positive force. So rho AV into V1y minus V2y. So rho AV into V sin theta minus, already it has the positive sign, so minus V sin theta. So the minus 0, so Fi force is 0 in this case. Now the next condition is when the jet strikes tangentially at one end of an unsymmetrical plate. Now in last case, both the tips angle are symmetrical or similar at that time. We are considering the theta angle, but in this case both the tip angles are different. So consider inlet tip angle is theta and outlet tip angle is phi. So again it is simple. Just we have to resolve this theta angle and velocity. Velocity along inlet side is into sine and cos. So already we know that the velocity along the x direction is v cos theta and velocity along the vertical direction is v sin theta. Similarly, for outlet tip angle, phi is the outlet tip angle and the same velocity of a jet coming out from the other end. So v is resolved into the x and y component. It is v cos phi and v sin phi. So consider it is x and vertical y direction. So consider water jet striking on a unsymmetrical curved plate. Unsymmetrical meaning is both the blade tip angles are different. Tangentially at one end, you can see here, and theta is angle between water jet and x direction at the inlet tip, and phi is angle between the water jet and x direction along the outlet tip. So Fx is nothing but rho Av. Now in this case, again our basic equation, remember this equation, that is F is equal to m dot v1 minus v2. So if you know this equation, you can derive the equation for any one of the case, that is fixed or moving. Again in this case, the m dot quantity is rho into q, the 100% water striking on the blade, correct? So rho Av is a mass of water striking on a fixed plate. Then V1 x is V cos theta along x direction. Again minus, this direction is negative, so minus V cos theta. So we will get a rho Av V cos theta plus V cos phi. So we will get Fx is equal to rho Av square cos theta plus cos phi. And similarly we can calculate a Fi. So Fi is nothing but m dot v1 minus v2. Now in this case the vertical y force is present and outlet y direction force is also present, velocity is present. So rho Av v1y minus v2y. So rho Av in the bracket v sin phi theta minus v sin phi. So by using these two equations, we can calculate the force exerted by jet on unsymmetrical plate, symmetrical plate, vertical fixed flat plate and inclined fixed flat plate. So these are the fixed condition, friends. So in the next session, we will discuss a moving condition. Now for fixed condition, the force value is present but the work done and efficiency values are 0. Thank you for watching this video.